so much for tuning in. I'm definitely glad to be with you guys today. I think I had my birthday, last week was my birthday, so it's been about 2 weeks since I've seen you guys, but I am back and in action, okay? And we just going to do a little talking today. Last time we talked about my life and how I became a people pleaser and, just making sure that, when you're noticing things in your life, things that you need change, things that you need to bring positive change to, that you're going back and kind of look at how that happened, how that started for you. Definitely getting a hold of that so you can try to change it going forward. Because if we don't know what happened, then we don't know and how to kind of just drill down on that and to find out what I need to do going forward. So we definitely talked about that last week. I shared some things about me, and I do thank y'all for everyone who tuned in. If you have not seen that video, make sure you go back and see it. I've kind of been going through bringing you guys into the new year and just kind of bettering ourselves and going further and reflection, things of that nature. So we want to keep doing that. Today we want to talk about who you want to be, and it's just not in a general sense like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be, a better this, that, or the other, just kind of really getting down into it. And what we're going to discuss today is power in knowing what you truly want. It's power in knowing who you truly want to be. A lot of times we can spend years complaining about what we don't want. It's easy to make those complaints about, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, this is not working for me, that's not working for me. It's so easy to make those complaints and those generalizations, especially, if you have a lot going on, if you're just kind of generally displeased. It's very easy to get into that state of complaining all the time about what we don't want. Sometimes we just have to take inventory of what do you actually want. It's easy to stay stuck complaining about what you don't want, but what do you actually want? Sometimes it definitely requires going through your life and just looking at what is really not working for you. We're supposed to be at the beginning of the year and we were supposed to do that, at the beginning of the year for setting our goals and our resolutions and all that. But sometimes we don't take that deeper look. It's easy to say, hey, I know I want to lose XYZ pounds this year, or hey, I know I want to get a promotion on my job this year. Those type of things and those types of things are excellent goals to set and to go in. But overall with your life, have you just taken an overall inventory of your life? That's where I'm going with this today. And we're supposed to do that at the beginning of the year. But as I'm scrolling social media and I'm just kind of saying, I see so many people that have already given up on the new year, and it's barely February. And that is like so unsettling for me, being the kind of person that I am. Just seeing so many people who have already just like threw in the towel, like, oh, this year is going to be horrible. This is going on. That's going on. Random things happening, throughout government and all that kind of stuff. The price of eggs, all this is just still hearing about. And it's caused so many people just to give up on even a hope for the new year. And I don't like to see that. It bothers me personally. There are going to be circumstances that we're unhappy with. There are going to be situations that we are unhappy with. But the things that are going on in our life, they didn't start in 1 month. And they're not going to be resolved in 1 month. So just because you set your resolutions, or, you set in your mind, this is going to be my year, this, that, and the other, don't just give up because this month may have been a little rocky for you. So don't just throw in the towel that easily. We got to stay engaged. We got to stick to our goals. If you didn't already, it's time to start going through and taking inventory of your life. We spoke a couple weeks ago about those false burdens and setting your boundaries and things of that nature. That's major, and we have to look into that when we're deciding where we're going and how we want to move, because that also plays very much into our time factor of, what we have time to do, what we're able to accomplish. Because as I stated in that video, we only have so much energy. We only have so much life force. We only have so much that we can do. And if we're spreading ourselves extremely thin, we're making it hard on ourselves to prosper and to do more and to have and be able to achieve those goals that we want. So it's not enough to say, I don't like the way I'm living. I feel taken advantage of. I feel unheard on my job. I feel overlooked. All those different things. You have to replace those simple feelings of what I don't want. What do you actually want to replace that with? Don't just say what you don't want, because they can keep you in that cycle of complaining that I was speaking of. You want to make sure that you are taking inventory, really writing down. We're not going to go into my journaling again, because y'all know I can go off about journaling. But we want to make sure that we're taking inventory and that we're looking at not just the complaints, but the opposite. What feeling do I want? What do I want to embody? What do I want to walk into? What things are bothering you at night? What are the things that you stay up late at night? You can't go to sleep because you're thinking about it. It's on your mind. It's worrying you. What do you want to replace those feelings with, those circumstances, those situations? I find for me, a lot of times, the things that I used to stay up worrying about is stuff that was completely beyond my control and just foolishness. A lot of it was based on what other people thought about me, scenarios that were going on in my head that were not even like, this will not happen. This is like a 1.20% chance of this happening, and you're just like stressed out about it and staying up late. So we got to look at those things within us, see what bothers you at night. And if it is something real, and if it is something tangible, and it is something that you got going on in your life, what do you want to replace that with? What feeling do you want to embody? Are you pleased with the way that you look, how you dress? And this is more than just a size. Y'all know on this channel I've done so many reviews, Shein reviews, because I love Shein. But I'm not physically the size that I want to be. Not at all. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But it does not stop me from dressing and looking presentable in a way that I want to look. That does not stop me from being happy about myself when I leave out of the house. That does not stop me from buying clothes that I feel are fashionable, looking nice. It's more than just a number and just a size. If there is a size that you want to get to, you can get there. You want to do the things that you need to do in order to get there, but don't sit there and deny yourself of, I'm just going to sit here and wear sweats for the rest of my life because I'm not at the size I want to be at. You can't do that. You can't just stay stuck on that side of, I'm going to complain about this, but I'm not going to do anything on the other end. You have to make sure that you touch bases with what you want to embody. So are you happy with how you look? Are you happy with how you dress? Are you happy with how you present yourself when you leave out of the house every day? That has nothing to do with your size. That has all to do with your mentality. They got models of every size range now. It used to be you had to be 0 to 3 if you wanted to think about being a model. But that's not the case anymore. They got models of every size range now. So we have no excuse to say, because I'm not size 0, that I can't be happy with how I look. That is just farthest from the truth. But you want to make sure that you're doing things that when you walk out the door in the morning, you can be happy with who you are. So what do you want? How do you want to look? What areas are we overextending ourselves? We talked about that in the video about the boundaries and about the false burdens. We got to make sure that we're not spreading ourselves thin. How much time are you working over at work consistently against your will? And that's not part of your job description whatsoever. People always ask you to run errands for them. People always ask you to take on tasks that's not your responsibility, and it's taking you away from what you have going on with your own immediate family at home. We got to take inventory of these things, and we got to see, if I'm doing this, what do I want to replace that with? What do I want to replace that time with? Do I want to spend more time on self-care? Do I want to spend more time with my kids, taking my kids to the park? Do I want to have more date nights with my partner? What do I want to do instead? I can't just sit here and complain about, they're getting on my nerves. They asked me to work late for the, 4th time this month. That type of stuff. You need to get a vision for where or what you want, where you're trying to go. And then once you begin to get that, you can begin to be a little easier to say, no, I don't have time, I'm going to do this. No, I don't have time, I'm going to do that. No, I don't have time, I promised my kids we was doing this. You begin to build yourself up when you get a vision for where you're going and what you want and who you want to be. Are you pleased with your spouse or partner? What are the pros and cons of your relationship? Is this the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with? Did you settle for that person when you were going through the midst of something? And next thing you know is, 10, 20 years later, y'all still together complaining about each other. You got to look at those things. How do you want to be treated? What type of partner do you want? How do you want to be respected? How you want to be cared for? And this is in all relationships as well, not just, romantic relationships. Definitely, how do you want to be treated? How do you want to be cared for? How do you want to be respected? You have to take inventory of that. We're not going to just complain about things this year. We're going to take inventory, and we're going to begin to try to take some action, okay? Many times we just muddle through life, being unhappy, being reactionary, but we never take time to see what's really causing me pain and decide what I want instead. That's the most important thing. Goals give us something to work for and something to work towards, something to hope for. The next major thing is who you sharing your dreams with. That's majorly important. Who you sharing your dreams with, Another reason I don't always go into the big resolutions. My resolution is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, thank you. There's very few people that I'm going to be telling, my resolutions, my goals, my dreams to. Everybody does not have the same mindset as you. Some of those people you may love, they may be near and dear to you, but they're not going to see life the way that you see life. They can only see life from their past. They can only see life from how they were brought up. They can only see life from the experiences that they had in life. And you can't necessarily make them change that. If they are being overtly negative, I can have as less contact with you as possible. But I can't change the way that somebody else was brought up and raised. And it's not my responsibility to raise their mindset. It's not my responsibility to raise their belief. It's not my responsibility to expand their mind. That's not my responsibility. I got to work on my mind. I gotta work on my life. Yes, I can shine my light. Yes, if they come to you, for advice or just saying, hey, I realize I'm a negative Nancy. Can you help me out? That's different. But aside from that, you can't raise somebody else's mentality when they don't want it raised. Just like you and I. If we want it raised, if we're going after these things, we're like, hey, I want to change my life. I want to decide where I'm going. I want to take inventory. That's one thing. But until a person decides they want that change, you're talking to a brick wall by sharing your goals and sharing your dreams and sharing this and that with them. Because if they don't see it, they just won't see it. And all they're going to do is just try to pour negativity on what you have going on. And you don't want that. It's totally okay. We're not living for other people's opinions. So it's totally okay if they don't agree. That's what we got to get away from and separate from, living for other people's opinions. So ensure that you are sharing those dreams and those mindsets and those deepest desires with people who are on the same level of faith, if you will, as you. The same level of belief, who can believe for things beyond what they have directly seen. Because we've all been through things in life. We've all been through things, some worse than others, some more harsh than others. But that doesn't stop from, just because I've been through in life, some people can still have a mindset of, I can see beyond. I can see greater. I can see more. They can live beyond. But some people, and some of these are successful people. These are not all people who don't have anything, or whatever the worst situation you would consider in life. These are not all people that you would consider that don't have anything. Some of these people are successful, but whatever their way was to success, their A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that's all they can see. You may need to go A, F, B, D. Different steps, do some different things. They may not be able to see that. They're like, that's not going to work. That's not how I got there. That didn't work for me. You're going to fail. They try to discourage you because, not that they're negative. They may not trying to be overtly negative, but they can only see their way. They don't have the ability to look outside and say, maybe they can accomplish it differently. So you have to be very mindful. So you want to be sharing your dreams with people who are positive, who are expanding their mind, who just want to encourage you, or even some people may give you constructive criticism. That's okay. Constructive criticism is good, as long as, like I said, it's coming from the right place. Constructive criticism is not overtly negativity. You know, if somebody is, let's say you're trying to get a promotion on the job, and this person is your boss or your boss's boss, or this person is in another department but they've been promoted, so they know how the company works, and they say, hey, you know, you need to probably do this a little more, that a little more, you know, make sure you get noticed, make sure you're standing out, whatever. That's not bad, that's not negativity, that's just them giving you constructive criticism, just to say, hey, I see that you're trying, I see that you're out here, I see that, you know, you want more, I'm proud of you, but I think you need to pay a little more attention to this. That's totally okay. And those are the people that we want in our life. People who are going to be there, who are going to encourage us, who are going to push us forward. But also, we want people who will kind of let us know too, but some areas that we can sharpen ourselves if they have walked the path before us. That is totally okay. And all that goes into us getting what we want and becoming who we want to be. So staying away from those bitter betties, negative Nancy, Ted, toxic Ted, all those people, they got to stay over there. Sometimes it's hard for us to stand up against those people in our life who are negative and who are toxic. And we have to begin to do that because, like I said, their way of life, their things that they've been through, the way they see life, they're never going to see it your way. They're never going to see possibilities. They're always going to see this narrow view. This is what worked for me, or this is what worked for John, or this is what worked for Sally. You know, Sally tried that in, 2002, and it didn't work for her. You better not try it, because their mindset is limited. Their mindset is limited. So we have to, we just gotta, in a way, write those people off, because they'll never be able to open their mind to the point where they can believe that there may be other ways to get things done. There may be more than one road to the same city. Like, they just can't. And that's them. And that's actually their right to be who they are. But you make sure that you stay in your positivity. You make sure that you stay in your mindset of, I'm going to achieve the things that I want. I'm going to take inventory of my life. I'm not going to be a habitual complainer. I'm going to be a person who does the thing. But it's vital, if we're going to live a life that is truly unique and authentic to our makeup, that we are making steps that we are happy with. We are making steps that we feel led, that this will take me where I'm trying to go. We're not just following in somebody else's path. We're not just accepting something because, Uncle so-and-so said it wouldn't work if you do it the other way. It's doable and it's possible, okay? The things that we want, the path that we want to go in life is doable for you, and it's possible for you. It's not impossible. You wouldn't have the dream, or you wouldn't have the desire if it was impossible. It may take some good manipulation, not bad manipulation, but changing. Like I said, the person on the job may say, hey, you need to do a little more of this, or a little less of that, or you may need to kind of flex some things. But it's definitely doable and possible for you. Last time I came to you guys, I let you know that I was doing a free workshop on controlling your path, and it was great. I'm very glad that I stepped out and did it. Very glad I was able to share that knowledge. But if you're looking for an opportunity to kind of work with me, or just get, more of what I teach and help people on, I'll drop a link in the description for just like a free breakthrough call with me, so we can connect and see what's going on with you in your life. But if you're not, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I'm always talking about things of this nature. And again, if we do connect on a call, we can definitely discuss restoring control in your life, getting you on the path to who you want to be. And like I said, it's so vital that we just kind of stay in that mindset of, I can have the things I desire. I'm not just out here randomly setting resolutions and and goals for myself, and journaling and scripting and doing all these kind of things, and none of it's coming to pass. What you desire can be accessible for you. It can be achieved. So don't forget that. So that's why I encourage you, connect with me. Schedule a breakthrough call. Connect with me on Instagram. I'm always posting over there, just trying to make sure that I'm encouraging others, because I know that if it's worked for me, it can work for somebody else. If I know that if I've come through the path that I've come through, and been able to regain control of my life, maintain positivity, encourage one another, other people, even in the times that I've may have been going through things, being able to encourage somebody else and help them to get on the path they would desire to be on. It's definitely doable and it's definitely possible in your life. If you are not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can catch all the new videos coming through. So make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Definitely like the video so more people can know that it's worth watching and you can come on in. And definitely want to see you in the future on future videos. If you haven't caught the old ones, this is your first time, thank you so much for coming through. Definitely go back and catch some of those old videos and see what we've been talking about here as we've been trying to bring the new year in correctly on this channel. And I thank you so much for tuning in.